I'm gonna show you how to use Luis Figo, arguably the best winger in the game. Let's go. The post notification shoutouts go out to Fahad and Pest Teamers. So thank you guys for always commenting on my video. Ensure, if you want a chance to get a shoutout, just make sure that you try to, comment first. First comments always get it, depending on the type of videos and when the video was made. So yeah, let's get into the video. So as it relates to Luis Figo is actually one of the most OP players in the entire game, and I think that most of you guys are sleeping on him because when you look at his stats, they aren't the best, they aren't the prettiest. Plus he has a lot of limitations in terms of stats, but you see, once you know to use the player, you realize that stats don't even matter because his stats are lying. Because if you look at his stats, let's just take a look at his stats right now. He is maxed out at 93. He's 180 centimeters high. So he's not even that short, not that tall. He's like in between, probably like 5'10", 5'11", thereabout. He's right-footed, but he can use both feet. He prefers possession game and all those stuff, but once you play him and get him adjusted to your formation, he can play counter-attacking as well, because I play a lot of counter-attacking, so that's the type of ball game that I want from him. So that's the type of ball game that I get from him. Go over somewhere, you're looking at his stats: 90 offensive awareness, ball control 94, dribbling 97, tight position 91. We're going down. His finishing is 82. You want me to repeat that? His finishing is 82. Let me just say that one more time for you guys to hear. His finishing is 82. His heading is 64. He's 180 centimeters in height and his heading is 64. Tell me, how does that make sense? Look how many headers I've scored with Figo that were on target, or some headers that even my best strikers can't score. Figo score. The reason why I say that these stats won't really persuade you guys to really look or use this player is because, okay, when you get a featured player, let's say you get a featured Richarlison or a featured Rashford or whatever, you look at those stats and those stats are better than these stats, and this is our base legend Figo. So you're saying, bro, the featured player is obviously better than him, but you're wrong, because Figo, when used correctly, is very good, and I think that he's the most versatile player in terms of how many positions he can play, because he can play second striker, right wing forward, left wing forward, right mid, left mid, and he can occasionally play center mid. Obviously that's not his preferred position, but he can play there decently, and sometimes you just need a player to fill the spot and play good and fill the gap and play, because at the end of the day he can be a KDB on one hand, he can be a Bruno Fernandes on the other hand, and then he can be as clinical as a Gareth Bale or even a Cristiano Ronaldo. It all depends on what you're using him for and how you use him, because Figo has a lot of traits that you can use, because in terms of set piece taking, he's very good. And mind you guys are seeing some clips from PES 2020, because I've actually compared it, and I was in the process of making a review in PES 2020, but the game update and stuff, I finished the review basically, so I just added in clips that I had from there to this video basically, because it was already there. He can do it all. Don't look at his stats. His set piece taking is amazing. I use him to take my free kicks, I use him to take corners, I use him to take penalties. I mean, anybody can take penalties, but you know what I mean. I use him to take all of those lovely stuff. So at the end of the day, he can do all of it. And you see the corner trick that I've been telling you guys about, and the one that I showed you guys, Figo on the left side is dangerous with the corner kicks. Dangerous. His foot is very accurate, dangerous. I think you guys should use him over that side if you have him. His curlers are not the best, but they're decent, because his outside curlers are dangerous. Like, they're slow, but they go around the keeper, and the keeper just have to watch and stare. They just have to look and watch. Even regular curlers, those work as well. It all depends on where you're using him from. In my opinion, he's even better on the left side, because he's right-footed. So on the left side, he can cut in and do the little inside curler that he can do. But as I said, on the other side, the right side, where you usually play Messi or Sancho, you can use an outside curler. It's more than likely going to score. Figo is very good in 4-3-3 formations, especially one with wingers, but he can also play the more laid-back positions where he can string the passes from deep. Whereas you'd have a formation with a left mid forward and a right mid forward, you can play him in either position and he'd be very, very ideal right there. You can use him in the Gasperini formation video that I did earlier. You can also use him in a lot of other formations like the Valbueno and all those formations. As long as there's a right mid forward or a left mid forward, he's very good at crossing, he's very good at taking shots and stuff. Don't look at his stats. As I said earlier, you can even add him into set pieces. He is going to win the header and he's going to score it more than likely. And you see, when you use Figo and you realize that dribbling is his number one aspect. When I say dribbling is his number one aspect, I mean, if you try to use him to dribble through a defense, more than likely you will get through, and you'll be surprised as to how you do it. Because all I do more, well, I just use the little trackpad or the moving thing, the thing that you use to move the player. Yeah, I use that to just move up and down and switch and move all over the place, and he just gets past all the defenders and he just cross. He's a cross merchant, so you always go on the wing and just cross. As long as you have a good striker up top to receive the headers, it's going to score. Just cross, and it's going to score. It's just as simple as that. He's a crossing merchant, so I use him as a crossing merchant. That's why the video is probably entitled Crossing Merchant. Figo is a crossing merchant. He's one of the best crossers of the ball. He's one of the best passers of the ball, and he can take some really good shots. He has really astonished me as to how he takes shots, and his pace, his speed is 80. But when you look at it, he's running really fast. Figo is really impressive to me, because I've been using him from PES 2019, I believe, when he was a left wing forward in the game. That day, that's when he was really OP. I think they really nerfed him now, but compared to what he was before, yes, he has been nerfed, but even so, right now he looks really good on the pitch, and I think you guys would really enjoy using him. Everything else is kind of off, like, you know, his balance and his physical contact 80 and 82. His stamina is 89. I don't really agree with that. That's probably one of the stats. That's another stat that I'd say is a lie. I think his stamina is much less, because Figo, the amount of running that I have him doing in the matches, I don't think that he can actually last a full 90. Yes, he has played full matches for me, even went to 120, but you know, he's best played when he's not tired and stuff. So as it relates to that, I do not advocate for you guys to really use Figo to, what's the word I'm looking for? You need to have a good replacement. And the way I see it, maybe you can use the featured player as a replacement, or use a super sub, or you can just use a second striker and switch the position from right wing forward or left wing forward to second striker. I use Figo because he's very versatile and stuff, but even so, the reason why at the starting of the video I told you guys that, yo, Figo is probably the best right wing forward or the best winger in the game, is because even when you compare him to other winger legends, or even wingers overall, like probably the closest legend as a winger that is there to Figo is probably Gulli, if I'm pronouncing it correctly. And his stats are far off from Figo. Figo has better stats in almost every single area. I don't know, but I think Figo is a very underrated card. You guys don't really use Figo, but Figo is very good. He has the Martial turn, he has the cut behind and turn, he has the step on ball control, the mid-range curler. Guys, make use of those curlers. All they need is the right position, right power, goal. One-time shot, and if it doesn't score, think about it. You always have two opportunities to score. Once you take a decent shot, if the keeper makes a save and it goes for a corner, you're going to score the corner with Figo. Obviously not directly from corner. I've never tried that with Figo personally. But from the corner trick, yeah, you guys can do that. It's a simple one too. And then the one-time shot, use that. You see, when you get a through ball to Figo, don't even control it. Just take a shot, bam, and you'll be surprised how easily it scores. The one-touch pass, the weighted pass, pinpoint crossing. Why you guys think that I'm telling you that Figo is one of the best crossers of the ball? It's because he has all these traits. These traits are being used repeatedly. You guys just need to, cross the ball, score, and just repeat that. Get on the wing, cross it in, tap it in. That's as simple as that. As simple as that. Outside curler trait, guys, you guys are underrating Figo. Figo is just too good, and he's a prolific winger. You know, his playing style is a prolific winger, so you know that, you know, he likes to cut in and take shots. Bro, he's like an older version of Cristiano Ronaldo, with less kicking power, of course, and worse finishing actually. But still, if you guys get this legend, don't, because the thing is, Figo with his condition can play every single match for you, because he's never in a bad condition. Maybe he's in regular condition some days, he's in good condition some days, and then he's in great condition. But at the end of the day, you can use him as an integral starter, or you can use him as a sub. But at the end of the day, once you know how to use him, you're going to realize that Figo is actually a regular starter in his side. My front three would be Figo, Rashford, and Immobile up top, and that's how I used to rock it in PES 2020, and it used to work a lot. That was a good front three. But the thing is, now that I'm in PES 2021 and most of the managers are, you know, having bad team spirit, I've tested him out in some two striker formations, and sometimes he can play behind, where he can play left mid forward or right mid forward. He can play attacking mid forward as well if you want, or he can play as a second striker up top. Yes, he can play as a centre forward, but he won't play as good as you want him in a centre forward, because he's not a target man nor a poacher nor whatever. So majority of the time, he won't be looking to make runs right like that. He'll be looking to come deeper to play as a a playmaker vibe like a Messi to come deeper and play the balls forward, because his long balls are good, his regular passes are good. So at the end of the day, you know, you don't really want Figo to be up top. You want him to be the one distributing the ball. So I don't really know how you guys want to use it still, but this is my take on the player. I'm not saying that he's the best player in the game, but I believe that he's the best winger in the game. Maybe if he's not the best winger in the game, then he's the best legend winger in the game. You get what I'm trying to say? That's just my opinion on him, because I've used him, and Figo has basically never really failed me, seeing that he's so versatile that he can do almost every single thing, you know. So yeah, that's basically the review that I have on Luis Figo. Hopefully you guys learned a thing or two and learn to appreciate the player. Even if you don't use him, at least you know that he's capable of things that you may not have seen, because the stats have been lying to you guys. But yeah, comment down below which other player you'd like to see me review. I think that's it for today's video. So don't forget to drop a like, comment down below, and you know, stay safe. I'm out.